Well, as a fact, I just want to tell you that only one student is here present, and so the rest is online. So you're in this class online, and I hope that you participate, so Carolina doesn't feel so lonely here, because she's alone and she's feeling so lonely and she really misses you. Okay. Let's start with today's class. Let me share with you the presentation for this lesson. It's good. It looks much better without my face. So the English class, today's topic is restrictive and unrestrictive relative clauses. So last class, we were talking about restrictive relative clauses. My dear Paola Aquino helped me with the definition of relative clauses. I hope that you remember. And if you don't worry, because today we're gonna review that part. It's lesson number 3, unit number 6 in your English ID. But first and foremost, we should continue talking about the environment. So we were talking about the environment last week, but I think that every opportunity you have is a good time to create some sort of awareness about protecting the environment, or going green. It's another expression to say. Maybe Mario Enrique Arias, Marito, can you unmute your microphone?
Hi, teacher. How are you?
I'm being good. And you?
Okay, fine.
Excellent.
Fine. Yes. Do you want me to read that? Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Okay. I don't want to protect the environment. I want to create a world where the environment doesn't need protecting.
Okay, thank you. Very interesting words, right? I don't want to protect the environment, because you don't need to protect the environment if it's not in danger. It's obvious. Okay, let me see if someone wants to say something about this. Maybe Sophia Kwan. Sophia, are you here? Sophia Nicole. Anything you want to add to this quotation? Not here. Or you can't unmute your microphone. Maybe Katie Panameño. Katie, can you hear me?
Yes, teacher.
So do you have anything to say about this quotation, that we don't need to protect the environment if it's not in danger? That you want to create a place where the environment doesn't need to be protected or need protecting? So what do you think about it?
I think that I don't know. I think that I agree with that phrase, and I think that we should be more conscious about the environment. You know, because it's basically it's like our home, and if we don't take care of the environment, and we don't you know, if we don't try to be more how do you say, like more like not being that
So, but
like
I guess,
if we, like
proceed.
if we don't take care of the environment, it's like if you are trying to kill your home, you know, like you are making a sick your home in some way.
No, you're totally right. Sometimes we forget that the environment is our home. I mean, because we tend to think that our home is just the house, that is space with four walls, windows, and doors. But how can we live without oxygen? How can we live without water? Everything that is provided to the earth and the environment. Like we forget that. And thank you very much, Katie, that you have pointed out and you remarked that part that we are destroying, we're killing our home, our house. Thank you so much. Let me see, Ana Carolina, do you have anything to say about this? No, no comments. Okay, Carlita Umaña, are you there? Carlita? Yesenia? Can you talk, Carlita? Ah, you can't. Okay. What about Hilder? Hilder Antonio? Ah, yeah, it's true. So Hilder, send me a reaction, please. Send me a reaction just to know that you're there. You don't need a microphone to leave me a reaction. You just need to be there. Well, you're not. So then let's move to the next part of this. Non-defining clauses and defining clauses. We have them with different names here. So non-defining clauses are unrestrictive relative clauses. And the defining clauses are the restrictive, unrestrictive or non-defining, and defining or restricted relative clauses. Maybe my dear Caro, help me please with this part. But are necessary Thank you very much. So basically, this adjective clause, relative clause, or non-defining clause is adding extra information. So that's why it's enclosed with commas. We use commas for this because this information can be omitted. Who was very rich? So that is additional, it's not essential for my sentence. Whereas in the defining clauses, those contain information that is essential in order to understand the sentence. Leo, can you hear me, Leo? Can you unmute your microphone?
Hi, teacher. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Favor, please read the example for defining clauses.
The first, did you see?
This one, no, children. The second example.
The woman.
Children.
Children who were not poor will not receive gifts from her.
Thank you so much. In this case, the clause who were not poor is essential. It is important because I wanted to point out, I wanted to make clear, I want to make sure that you understand which children I'm talking about. Children would not receive gifts from her. But who exactly? Which children? All the children in the world? No, there's an adjective that defines what or who exactly are not receiving gifts. And it says children who were not poor. So, and we have some examples here. Examples of non-defining or unrestrictive relative clauses. But now, just to check if you are following, let me ask to Daniel Enrique. Daniel, can you unmute your... Hello, Daniel. I have a question for you. Okay, non-defining or unrestricted relative clauses, they provide information that is essential or not essential?
Not essential.
Exactly. So it means that that information can be omitted. So now, my dear Flores Lino, help me with example 1, 2, and 3, please.
I read it.
Please.
John's mother, who lives in Scotland, has 6 grandchildren. My friend John, who went to the same school as me, has just written a best-selling novel. My grandmother, who is dead now, came from the north of England.
Thank you so much. So as you can see, the expression in parentheses can be omitted. If I say John's mother has 6 grandchildren, the sentence makes sense. It does. Who lives in Scotland is just an additional information about John's mom. But it's not important. What is really important in here is that she has 6 grandchildren. The same happens here. My friend John has just written a best-selling novel. This is what is important here. The fact that we went to school together is not important. It is not, at least not for me in this opportunity. Then 4, 5, and 6, Daniela Alejandra, Dani Salazar. Are you there?
Yes, teacher.
Hello. 4, 5, and 6, please.
Okay. We stopped at the museum, which we had never visited before. 5. I just come back from London, where John lives. And 6. Yesterday, I met a woman named Susan, whose husband works in London.
In London. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So the fact that the museum is a place that we have never visited before is extra. It's extra. It's not too important. The sentence can work out by itself without the need of that adjective clause. That's why it's unrestricted. The same happens with number 5 and number 6. Questions so far? Do you have any questions? Questions? Carito, questions? No questions. So now let's move to the ones that provide essential information, important information. Without this sentence, without the restrictive relative clause, the sentence wouldn't make sense. So let me see who is here to help me out. Sophia Nicole, are you there?
Hi, teacher.
Hello. Nice to hear you.
Do you want that I read? No.
Of course. From 1 to 3, please.
Okay. There are the keys that you were looking for. 2. This is the house that Jack built. The book which you gave me was very interesting.
Okay, thank you. So why this information is so important here? It's important to me. It's important for the message that I want to deliver. So if I'm talking about the keys, there are the keys, but which keys? So in order to be more specific, And according to the message that I want to transmit, I really need to tell you an information about the keys. Which keys? The ones that you were looking for. Not my keys, not Carolina's keys, but my keys, all the ones that you were looking for. Yeah, this is the house. But I don't know, the message is kind of incomplete if you said this is the house. But that Jack built. So the expression that Jack built is describing what particular house it is. It's not just a house. It's not just a single house at the end of the street. No, it's the one that Jack built. This is the adjective clause giving me more details about the subject. In this case, the subject is the house. The same happens with number 3, but we're talking about a book. So then, Caro, help me with 4, 5, and 6, please. Mhm. Thank you so much. So I don't know, guys, if you have questions. Caro, do you have questions? No questions. Questions, guys? No questions? Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So then, if you have no questions, let's move to some exercise in your books. So open your English ID, lesson number 3. I will let you know which page it is exactly. It's page 66. No, 64. Page 64. Page 64. Valeria Marcela Ramírez. Valeria Marcela, can you unmute your microphone? Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Can you read the question, please? The
What
question
are the last 3 movies you saw?
now responded. What are the last 3 movies you saw or you watched?
Well, I watched I don't know if you know this movie, but the name is Sings.
Mm-hmm.
It's about aliens. And another one, I think I just saw that that movie.
Okay, this is the only you remember now.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Aquino Paola, are you with us?
Hi.
Hello. What are the last 3 movies you saw? Can you remember? Can you recall?
The last one was one from Netflix that the name was Danger Force, I think. And I went to the theater to see
Oh, really?
Mortal Kombat.
And haven't you gone to the movie theater yet? I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Which movie did you watch?
Mortal Kombat.
Oh, really?
Yes.
How did you like it?
I like it. It was different with blood and things like that.
Okay, let me ask you something very important. Have you ever played that video game?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
My
What is
brother.
your favorite fighter?
It's a girl named Kitana, I think.
Kitana. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
I like
hard rock. Yeah. She's rock hard. See?
it.
It's very tough. So I am a Mortal Kombat fan, but I'm a fan of the video game.
Teacher.
The problem is that I have well, I had two terrible experiences with the previous movies because they suck. They were really bad. I mean, they look like B movies. You know, a B movie is a low budget movie. The visual effects were poor. The acting was poor as well. But I have great expectations about this new version of Mortal Kombat. Maybe they can make justice for the game because the game rules. It's my favorite combat video game ever. It is. It is. Carito, the last three movies you have saw,
Teacher.
you have seen. Don't remember. I don't remember either. So I think that probably you're lying because you don't want to talk. But no, you're not lying. I don't remember the last three movies that I watched. It's because I haven't watched movies lately. I spend most of the time on front of the TV watching Dawson's Creek, and Dawson's Creek is not a movie. Okay. Carlita Yesenia, do you want to talk? Because I see that you have raised your hand. Carla Yesenia.
Sí, de que si podría admitir a Karen y a Lucía.
Ah, they're waiting. Let me see. Ah, yeah, you're right. Okay, but Carla, now that you can talk and you said you couldn't, tell me, what are the last three movies you watched?
Marie Curie.
Oh,
And I don't remember the others, but Amor y Monstruos.
Oh, And did you like Marie Curie?
Yes, I like,
Okay.
but I don't recommend that.
You don't recommend it. Why not?
No.
Is it sad?
If you don't like the science,
Huh?
if you don't like the science, no.
Okay. So it's a recommendation for people with different tastes.
Yes.
Okay, good to know, good to know. So then we're gonna see the next exercise. Thank you very much for your participations, my friends. Says cover the text, then uncover the line. No, we're not gonna do that one. So we have some facts about these three movies: Avatar, Titanic, and The Lord of the Rings. But this was the last one. Remember that The Lord of the Rings is a trilogy. In the third part, the one we have here is The Return of the King. And we have another movie here, which is Toy Story, but the third part. So there are here some facts, some curiosities. 4 curiosities about these movies here. And there you have some sentences that you need to insert in the gaps. You have a space A, B, C, and D. Gaps, blanks, or spaces, whatever you want to call them. We have 4. So let's have 3 minutes. 3 minutes or 4 minutes to match these sentences to the gaps. So your 3 minutes start now.
Yep.
Help me please reading the first curious movie fact, please.
The first.
Yeah, the first, please.
Avatar's Navi is an actual language. Director James Cameron asked a renowned linguist to create a language that will integrate well in the story, and also to be relatively easy for the actors to learn. How easy it was? Well, actors signed Washington working I don't remember the word. Saying an interview that it was easier to master Navi than to fake the American accent, which we had to do for the movie.
Thank you so much. So the answer is, Carita, what is the number for letter A? Number 3. Number 3. So can you imagine, my friends, that the director hire a linguistic? So a linguistic is a person that is professional or has studied a lot into the linguistic studies. So, and they create a new language. So it's not that just they mumble jumble or whatever. No, they actually spoke a language. So like those are called dead languages. And so the actors have to learn. They have to learn that language. But they said that it was relatively easy for them to learn. Then the second one, let me see who else can help me out with this. Karen Rosales. Are you there, my dear? Dani Rosales.
Hi.
Hello, help me please with the second paragraph. Please.
Okay. The Lord of the Rings trilogy is the most nominated film series ever.
The previous, James Cameron.
Okay. James Cameron, who also directed Titanic, initially didn't want Titanic to have a theme song, even during the closing credits. Composer James Horner, however, secretly asked Celine Dion to record a demo of My Heart Will Go On. Horner then played the song to James Cameron, who immediately changed his mind. The song won an Oscar and became one of the best-selling singles in history.
Thank you so much. So the answer for B is number 4. Remember whose popularity was its peak. So incredibly, James Cameron didn't want to have a soundtrack for his movie Titanic. But the composer, this guy named James Horner, had the great idea to secretly contact Celine Dion. Celine Dion is considered one of the best female singers ever, and they recorded My Heart Will Go On. It's a very tacky but sticky romantic song, famous in the 90s. So if you YouTube it, you will easily find it. And so it stuck and it became one of the most winning and best-selling singles in the history. So what about the Lord of the Rings? Dani Salazar. Can you help me, please? The Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
Please.
The Lord of, okay. The Lord of the Rings trilogy is the most nominated film series ever with 30 Oscar nominations, more than both the Godfather trilogy with 28 and the Star Wars series. The Return of the King alone won 11 Oscars, including Best Picture, Visual Effects, and Music. In fact, it won all the Oscars it was nominated for, which was a huge achievement.
Thank you so much. So The Lord of the Rings is one of the most nominated films ever, with 30 nominations for the Oscar Awards. And the answer is, which had 22, so it's number 2 in here. And the last one, this is a very curious fact, that the company that produces Barbie is Mattel. And Barbie didn't want to give the rights for its product Barbie to appear in the movie or in the movie saga Toy Story. So that's a big mistake because the movie was so popular. Nowadays it's a blockbuster, you know. Maybe Lisama Kwan, can you help me, please?
Hi.
Hello, help me with the last one, please.
With the Mattel story.
Yeah.
Okay. Mattel, Mattel, that brands includes Barbie and Hot Wheels, was initially reluctant to allow their famous doll Barbie to appear in the Toy Story. Apparently, Mattel, how do you say, executives?
Executives.
Were okay. Were afraid the movie will be a failure. Also, they didn't want the doll to have a well-defined personality, so that each child could imagine Barbie in a different way. It was only when the movie became a critic's favorite and a box office hit that Barbie was finally allowed to appear in Toy Story 2, and it is 2010 sequel to Toy Story 3.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought that they are refused for the saga, but they just rejected the proposal for the first one. But since Toy Story 1 was a hit in the box office, so they allowed Barbie to be in the next premieres of the movie. So they're not that dumb. Okay, then we have non-restrictive relative clauses, the ones that we work at the beginning of the class. So let's try to complete their rules. Circle or says underline, no. Reread with the definition from PHASE and select the correct rules. Yeah, you have to underline the correct choice. You have to choose the correct choice. Non-restrictive relative clauses, use or don't use commas. Good. So circle here, use. Use. You can or can't use that in a non-restrictive clause. You said can. I don't remember the answers. I'm just doing what you're saying. Non-restrictive clauses always or don't always need a pronoun. I will say don't always. Non-restrictive clauses give extra information. Let me see if we were right. Or do we need to make some changes? No. Here. Use, can, and always. So I make a mistake in number 3. It's always. Yeah, you were okay, Caro. So let's erase here. This always and extra. Those are the answers. So next. Exercise C. Connect 1 to 4 with relative pronouns. As you can see, we have 2 sentences. The plot is based on L. Frank Baum's novel, and it was published in 1900. So you have to cross or just insert the relative pronoun to connect the 2 clauses and to have 1 relative clause. Remember that a relative clause got 2 clauses, the dependent and independent one. Let's work with this, on this. Let's work on this for 5 minutes. And then in 5 minutes, I come back to you. Finish. Okay, so time's up. This one is easy. Caro, number 2. Excellent. That's the answer. The Witch of the West is played by Mila Kunis, whose family is from Ukraine. That's the answer for number 2. Who has answer for number 3? Guys from home? Who got the answer for number 3? Maybe Daniel Enrique? Do you have the
Oh,
answer
hello.
for number 3?
The main character, Oscar, meets Theodora, who falls in love with him.
Excellent. Yeah, the main character, Oscar, meets Theodora, who falls in love with him. Great. Number 4, maybe Diego Mauricio Moran. Can you unmute your microphone? Can you send me a reaction if you can't? No. Susana Amaya? Susana Amaya. Or Leo Lasso. Do you have the answer for number 4, Leo?
Hi. Number 4.
Yeah.
Oz the Great and Powerful was directed by Sam Raimi, who also directed the first 3 Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, you're right. Totally right. Thank you. The Oz the Great and Powerful was directed by Sam Raimi, I guess, who also directed the first 3 Spider-Man movies. The Tobey Maguire saga. Tobey Maguire saga, when he played Spider-Man. So thank you. Then this exercise is similar, very similar. So you have to rewrite sentences. Well, it says here from 1 to 4, but number 1 is done as an example. So you have to rewrite number 2, 3, and 4. 5 more minutes. Okay, let's check your responses. Number 2, any volunteer who wants to read what you got in number 2? Anybody?
Can I?
Okay, please help me.
Okay, number 2, The Dark Knight, which got more positive reviews than Batman Begins, was a box office success.
Yeah, it sounds good. It sounds good. Read it again, please, so your classmates can take note.
Okay, The Dark Knight, which got more positive views than Batman Begins, was a box office success.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you so much. Anybody has an answer for number 3? Anybody? Voluntarily. Not too many volunteers in here. Lucia Nicole Sanabria, are you there, Lucy?
Yep.
Okay, did you have the answer for number 3?
No.
No idea. Heath
No.
Ledger Play the Joker in the Dark Knight. So I think
Teacher, can you say me the question, because I can see, because I guess it's use the internet, so I see too bad. So I try to answer you, but if you can tell me what is the question.
Okay. So your internet is not working properly.
Yes, it's like a big problem.
Yeah, it is. Unfortunately, we can't do anything about it, but at least I see that you are paying attention, and this is very important. So let me see here. Ledger, whose sudden death shocked the world, played the Joker in the Dark Knight. Heath Ledger, whose sudden death shocked the world, played the Joker in the Dark Knight. So I think that this is a possibility, a good possibility for number two, for number three. And number four, maybe my dear Carito, do you have number four?
The Dark Knight Rises Dark Knight was the most successful movie of
2012. Some people say 2012, but mostly say 2012. Good. And then we have a listening activity, pauses in speech. Listen to a radio quiz about the movie director Tim Burton. So Tim Burton has this particular style for movies. They're very dark. They have some fantastical creatures, and the characters are, I don't like Tim Burton's movies for my taste. Not because he's too dark, because he definitely loves dark movies, and he likes to work with Johnny Depp. I might say that Johnny Depp is his favorite actor ever. And so I just give you a hint or the answer for the first one. You have to circle, underline the answers. You have three possibilities. You have three choices in the three items here. So listen and choose the correct one.
Audio 6.7. And remember, today's prize is 2 front row tickets for Lady Gaga's October shows. Wow. Wait
a second. Okay, here we are.
Audio 6.7. And remember, today's prize is 2 front row tickets for Lady Gaga's October shows. Wow. This week, we've been talking about filmmakers who have changed American cinema. And we have Gloria on the line. Gloria, how's it going?
I'm good, thanks.
The first question is about Tim Burton, who many people consider the finest filmmaker alive today.
Oh my God, I love Tim Burton. I think he's the best.
So here's our first question. Are you ready?
I guess.
Which American actor has starred in more than 5 Tim Burton movies?
I think that I gave you the answer. Which one do you think it is? Guys, can you tell me?
Johnny Depp.
Yeah, definitely.
That's easy. Johnny Depp.
Correct! Tim Burton and Johnny Depp, who are also close friends, have been collaborating since 1990.
Oh, I love him too. Great actor.
Second question. In 2005, Tim Burton directed a movie based on an old British novel. It was about an eccentric guy who owned a factory. What did his factory produce?
Can you give me a clue?
Come on,
Well, it's something some people are addicted to.
drugs. You have the answer, Caro?
Willy Wonka. Or, I don't remember the movie, but I guess
Chocolate.
Yeah. But what is the product? The product that the factory produced.
chocolate.
Exactly. And Caro also said it here. Thank you. And then number 3.
Oh, I know. Chocolate.
Did you say chocolate?
Yep.
You're absolutely right. The movie, which only received 1 Oscar nomination, is called Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Although it's supposed to be for kids, I loved it. Anyway, here's our third question. What color does Tim Burton wear most of the time?
What color does he like to wear? Oh, that's a tough one.
Come on. So if you have watched one of the Tim Burton's movies, and I also said that he liked dark movies, so you would immediately know the answer. What is the color, Cara? If I say dark,
Maybe black.
yeah, you're right. It's black. Black.
Okay, Gloria, time's up.
Well, there's a lot of blood in some of his movies, so I think he likes red?
Well, actually, no. Tim Burton once allegedly said he likes to wear black because he's too lazy to match up different colors when he's getting dressed.
Well, that makes sense. Most of his films are pretty dark, aren't they?
Question 4 is about Steven Spielberg. Are you ready?
Steven Spielberg. He's a great director as well. But we're not talking about Steven Spielberg this time. So it says here in B, insert speech pauses in 1 to 5 where necessary. Sometimes it is important to make some pauses to be more, precise, specific, or you want to focus on a particular idea. And also you have an explanation here. Pausing when you speak gives you time to think or express emotions or breathe. Sometimes fills pauses with phrases like, let me see, or, and when you insert pauses, it's a signal that you're adding essential or additional information. This is something that we're gonna respond later on. In writing, these pauses are marked by commas or periods. So we will come back to this exercise when you identify the pauses in speech in here. And you will insert the pause with this symbol here that is called slash. Well, I think this is a slash or backslash. I think it's a slash. The slash is the other one that goes in the other side. Okay. 3 minutes, my friends, 3 minutes to insert the pauses that you consider necessary in these sentences. And the ones that you can remember were mentioned in that interview or in that game. Not to ask you. In the first sentence, we don't have any pauses. No pauses are required. In the second one, we have one between Tim Burton and who. You said the first question is about Tim Burton. Who many people consider, so you have to make a little pause right there to introduce that information of Tim Burton. Then in number 3, we have 2 pauses. The first one is between Johnny Depp and the relative pronoun who. Tim Burton and Johnny Depp, who are also close friends, another pause there between friends and have. Then number 4, it's something that some people are addicted to. No pauses in speech there, no pauses in speech. And number 5, the movie Pause, which only received 1 Oscar nomination, Pause, is called Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So we might say that the pauses are signal of additional information, and in writing we use commas. Additional and commas. So, and this is basically it. Thank you guys from home. Thank you very much for your participation, and see you next class.
Bye, teacher.
Goodbye. Have a
Bye.
nice.
Thank you, teacher. Bye.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you, teacher.
Bye.